If everyone ate the average Indian diet, the world could feed 10 billion people. So there's a lot of debate out there about what's nutritious and about grass-fed beef building up soil, and take whatever position you want to on that. But there is a very fundamental issue here that to sustain people in an efficient way, human diets need to be plant-based. I think also from a health perspective, they need to be plant-based. Now, plant-based does not mean vegan. It doesn't even necessarily mean vegetarian. It means plant-based. Some people use whole foods plant-based. So it just means you're mostly eating plants. It's what hunter-gatherers did. Some people, the paleo thing is kind of nuts. People don't know what they're talking about when they eat a bunch of greasy beef and call it paleo. That's not paleo. If you study anthropology, you know that humans ate, basically acorns don't run away and the squirrels do. So we ate a lot of acorns and less squirrels. So we eat a plant-centered diet. We do keep a few animals. There's our ducks. There's a duck right in the foreground there, wondering what the heck's going on. And then there's their decorated duck coop in the back. So animals should not be the center of a self-sustaining agricultural system, but they can be a useful part. When you are living on a plant-based diet, a little bit of animal product goes a long way. Our ducks not only provide us a few eggs along, they're easy to feed. We find that they're easier to manage than chickens. They also snap up the bugs, so they reduce the bug pressure in our orchard. This picture is actually overlaps with the last two pictures. This is taken just to the left of those other two pictures. In other words, still in our front yard. So these ducks are nibbling up all the bugs that would be chewing on our fruit trees. They're nibbling up the ticks that would be biting our children. So we love our ducks. We think they're great. Plant-based diet, a few animals mixed in there. We think that's the right balance. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about nutrition, but I am going to throw this one book at you. Unfortunately, there's a massive amount of misinformation out there about nutrition, more than any other science. That science has been corrupted. I find the book that is a very scientifically scrupulous book, the China study, that looks over this whole issue of nutrition and health, and I'll let you peruse that on your own time. So we do live on a plant-based diet. We do earn our living growing seeds. The bulk crops that we find the easiest to grow in our climate: corn, white potatoes, sweet potatoes, beans, peas, and wheat. This is where we can get a lot of calories for ourselves, to feed the ducks too. The corn that you see hanging there in bags, we grow a bunch of corn every year. We grow heirloom corns, open pollinated corn. Most of the world's food supply is controlled now by a small handful of corporations that breed hybrid and GMO seeds, so that the farmers every year have to buy seeds from the big corporations, Syngenta, Monsanto, these big corporations. That means a dozen people have control over the world's food supply, most of the world's food supply. That's a very bad thing. What you see hanging in that bag is an open pollinated corn. It's not hybrid, it's not GMO. Simply the corn passes pollen from one plant to the other, produces a viable seed that can then be planted and replanted for generations into the future. We sell hundreds and hundreds of pounds of this seed. We do different corn varieties each year. The stuff that we're saving for ourselves to eat, we hang it up in bags like this just to keep the rodents out of it. Now, there's other ways to store. You can store it in buckets if you keep it dry. We have a number of 100-year-old machines we use at Living Energy Farm. Sometimes the old machines work great. That's our 100-year-old corn sheller. You get a crew going there, they can go through hundreds and hundreds of pounds of corn in an hour or two.